Hey boys! Welcome back to the channel. My name is Full Metal Freak, and today we are going to be going over the new Starfield, Free Lanes, and Terran Armada update. This is the single biggest update Starfield has ever gotten thus far, and so it's pretty important. Although I was able to record my first impressions on update day, I wanted to let the update stew for about 24 hours before I actually made a video on it, just to give it some time. So it's time to get into the brand new Starfield update. Okay, here we go. Upon loading in, I met with a title card showcasing the art for the brand new Terran Armada story DLC. I haven't purchased it yet simply because I want to complete the main storyline before moving on to the DLCs. So if you'd like to see a series where I complete both the Shattered Space and the Terran Armada DLCs in the future, tell me in the comments down below. So after waiting through an interminable loading screen and spawning at my last location on the Red Mile, I decided to discover one of the most exciting new additions of the update. Well, exciting for me at least. The database. As you can see here, the database offers a huge amount of information for 4 total topics. Inorganics, meaning metals and minerals, organics, which are crafting materials, recipes for all sorts of different drinks, foods, and upgrades, outposts for all of the structures you can build for your base, and finally, and most importantly, the locations of every planet and moon you've ever discovered. With over 1,700 locations out there, it's definitely nice to have a list of every single one you've been to. I'm honestly not too sure why this wasn't a feature on launch, but at least we have it now, right? After checking out that awesome new database, I headed into my settings in search of the brand new Always Show Landing Camera option, which does exactly what it says it does. So from now on, if you choose to toggle it, you will be able to watch your ship land instead of just waiting through a loading screen and appearing on the surface. Definitely a nice touch. Next, I hopped into my Rev 8 to take a gander at the new set of poses they added for photo mode. And let me tell you, they did not disappoint. Headed into my ship, I found my way to the cockpit and launched into space to experience the greatest addition of this new update, the Free Lanes. Upon exiting the atmosphere, I was met with the tutorial card for the all-new cruise mode system. I was wondering how Bethesda was going to go about letting the player travel freely between planets, and it turns out their solution was just hyperspeed. Pretty much. Additionally, I've also checked the new third-person camera option when flying a ship. We've always had access to a third-person view, but Bethesda has added an extra position for a wider view. It's basically just GTA 5's camera options, but in space. The very first location I decided to test the cruise system on was a pile of asteroids, and after locking on, I spotted a button to engage autopilot. Doing so, I wondered if the game would let me stand from my piloting seat to freely traverse around the ship. And guess what? It did. And this is really the best part about this whole cruise system. You can choose any destination within a single solar system, activate autopilot, and go and get some shut-eye. Frankly, this is everything spacefaring should be in this game. Having the ability to travel without controlling the ship is something we've seen done countless times in movies and video games. And so the fact that it's now in Starfield is definitely a big win. Anyways, after I got a little too excited celebrating this awesome feature, I went to my star map to grav jump to the Algorab system, wherein the brand new Anchor Point star station can be found. Unfortunately, my grav drive wasn't powerful enough to jump me 27 light years away, so I had to pull over on Paradiso and purchase a brand new grav drive. It was worth it though, you'll see. Cue the montage. Once I found myself in the Algorab system, I engaged autopilot for the long free space journey to the Anchor Point star station, and after waiting for a while, I appeared in front of the station in what is quite possibly the coolest experience I've ever had in this game.
Hey, you found us. Good job. Now dock that ship and come on in.
After docking and being met with a robotic dog going ape, I struck up a conversation with Danica, who happens to be the station's ship technician. What can you tell me about Anchor Point?
Haven't been here real long, so not much. I can tell you, it's a near miracle the place is still in one piece. That, and we get all kinds of interesting folks through here, if you catch my drift. Mr. Saint's the one in charge. I'm sure he can tell you the whole history of the place.
Alright, thanks. Bye.
See you.
After getting to understand a little bit about the station and the people who keep it running, I headed for the bar before happening upon the station's mechanic.
You new around here? Well, don't break anything. Place is barely holding together as it is.
What do you mean by barely holding together?
In case you ain't noticed, this place is old. Like, real old. It's a full-time job making sure everything works around here. That full-time job belongs to me.
I'll be careful.
You better. Got enough on my hands without having to clean up after fools who start poking and prodding things. Had a trader in here last week who leaned on a pipe when the sealant was still drying. Knocked the damn thing loose and sprayed hot water all over himself. Name's Maddie. I keep the place running. Always had a knack for machines. Good thing, too. If it wasn't for me, everyone would have been sucked out into space because we lost a wall.
You almost lost an entire wall?
Some ignorant dusty got careless while he was docking. Came in too fast and slammed into the collar like a damn sledgehammer. Whole station buckled. You should have heard the screams.
If it's so dangerous, why do you stay?
I like it here. Place keeps me busy. That, plus Rishi helped me out when I was in a bad spot, so I kinda own one.
Well, they're lucky to have you.
Hell yeah, they are. I'd ask for a raise, but try and get even one credit out of that skinflint Rishi is damn near impossible. He's got his fists clenched around his credits, tighter than a restrictor clamp on a busted
Now,
suit.
I'm not gonna bore you with lore and dialogue, so if you want to see me delve into the history behind the Anchor Point star station and uncover the mystery behind its leader, tell me in the comments below and stay tuned. So, after having experienced everything for myself, it's time to discuss, is this update as big as Bethesda claims? Well, yes and no. In terms of content and size, there's not a whole lot to choose from. You've got a new way to travel, a new star station, and a DLC. It might sound like a lot on its own, but when compared to 1,700 planets and moons with several thousand locations across the galaxy, I'm afraid this update is more of a quality of life update. However, it is extremely game-changing. Up until yesterday, players have never been able to freely travel between planets, and even if you still have to grab jump between solar systems, I'm okay with that. The cruise system and its autopilot feature makes me feel like I'm playing Star Wars, and there's not a single doubt in my mind that several players will return for this. Ultimately, this update should have been something included in the game on launch day all the way back in 2023. We could have gone without this update indefinitely. Even then, I still would have loved the game, but getting this update with all of its features and one cool location, I'm starting to feel this game has taken a step in the right direction. All that's left now for Bethesda to do is give us players the ability to build outposts in space, make our own star stations. Only time will tell.